Welcome to the drums. It's groundbreaking, it's inspiring, and now, your host.
Hello, welcome to the drums. I'm here in Dubai, and our guest today is Yusuf Kissi.
Thank you for having me, Paul. I appreciate being here, and very much excited to have this conversation with you.
All right. Could you share with our viewers your background? What do you do? And talk about your journey.
Of course. So I work with artificial intelligence. We have a company based in the UK called Streamlined AI, and we primarily help businesses with AI strategy, with AI upskilling, and finally with AI implementations. And we got into this 2.5 years ago, and my entrepreneurial journey now spans around about 12 years.
Okay.
And I can share, going back even further into my childhood, why I even decided to become an entrepreneur.
Okay, tell us about that.
Sure, absolutely. So both of my parents are originally from Ghana, and I grew up in a part of West London called South Acton, which at the time was one of the worst neighborhoods to grow up in. And being in that environment and having very clear cautions from my parents about who I should and shouldn't talk to, who I should and shouldn't be close to, it gave me a very acute sense of my worldview growing up. So I became very clear on in terms of different dangers or different threats that I should definitely not be involved in. And I guess the threat to us, or part of the challenge growing up in that area, was that drugs and violence were just a part of like daily life on the estate. And so, again, I would say that I had a very healthy fear of my parents. And I definitely didn't want to get into different activities that would displease my parents.
So you weren't afraid of the activities, you're more afraid of your parents?
My parents, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there were different drug dealers, gangsters on the estate, and although we knew them all, it was like, okay, look, if I get involved with you, I get involved with you. But the real issue is I gotta go home.
Right,
you know,
right.
Then I'm accountable to my parents, and that's not a kind of conversation that I want to be involved in, right? So, alhamdulillah, thank God I had a very healthy fear of my parents' guidance. And although I didn't get involved in some of these activities, I could see how they were willing to get what they wanted by any means necessary. I just wasn't willing to do the same things that they were willing to do to get some of the things that they had. Now, again, thank God, alhamdulillah, my parents did well for us. Like, we never missed meals or anything. We had what we needed. They did the best they could for us. And still seeing some of the material things that other people had definitely put a desire in me for me to want to acquire those things as well, just in different ways that other people on the estate were getting these different things.
So I heard something that you didn't say, but I can hear it. You had a healthy fear of your parents, but you had a healthy respect for your parents.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I think people miss that you honor your parents, you respect them, and that fear gets elevated that you don't want to disappoint them based on the respect you have for who they are.
Absolutely that. Again, in Ghanaian culture, the respect for your parents is fundamental. So that is like a standard in life that, as a Ghanaian child, you don't let that standard slip.
Yes.
You wouldn't embarrass your parents. You wouldn't behave in a certain way in public that if other people told your parents about, they wouldn't be happy about that kind of behavior. So I think you're absolutely right in saying that there is definitely a mutuality between fear and respect.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
So that led you to saying, okay, I want those things, but I'm not going to take the fast track to get them.
Yep.
Okay, so talk about that transition for you.
Yeah, so I guess at that point in my life, being as young as I was, I just realized, okay, I've got to work hard in different ways, you know, and both of my parents were very much big on encouraging education and studying hard. And they were very clear with us that, look, you've got to be willing to work hard. You know, to get the kind of things that you might want in life, you're going to have to be willing to work hard. And that mentality, no doubt, comes from the fact that both of my parents came to the UK seeking better economic opportunities. Mm-hmm. So they already had that mentality, and just by nature, by osmosis, right. I was going to get that mentality as well, right?
So that mindset is what, you didn't have the mindset of those people that were in the game.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
So we talked about, you heard that in some of the meetings mm-hmm. where people were talking about mindset. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so it sounds like that you had developed that mindset early, even though you were not conscious of it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Absolutely. I think in life, the way in which we live our lives mostly is maybe 70, 80% mindset and psychology, and then maybe 20 or 30% mechanics and the things that you actually do. Mm-hmm. Because I think there's definitely a difference between how you do things over and above what you do. Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that can be even performing the exact same actions, but having a very different context behind why you're performing these actions. So my desire when I was younger was, okay, I still want the outcome of having what looks to be a good life. I just have to adjust my actions because my context is I'm not willing to do the same things that these people have done. Because if I did those same things, it would lead to upset, embarrassment, disrespect. It wouldn't be the results of those kind of actions isn't what I would like to demonstrate for the sake of my parents, essentially, at that point.
Okay, yeah. I got that. So talk about how you started your business and that entrepreneur mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. So this takes me now forward to when I was in university. Again, along the lines of studying hard, working hard, focusing on education. I studied biochemistry at university, and the intention was, okay, let's study biochemistry. And off the back of that, maybe we can explore different career options. Maybe I could go into biochemistry and work in a lab. Maybe I could go on to do medicine and become a doctor. Or, there's going to be a variety of different options on the table. And at that point in my life, I started to get a very clear sense of the fact that in most instances, in most companies, if you're an employee, you have the security of having an income, and that income is capped, it's limited, and you have very inflexible working patterns. Like you start at 9 in the UK, you start at 9, you finish at 5. Monday to Friday, you might have up to 30 days holiday per year, and your income will be whatever you've negotiated and accepted inside of your salary. And when I thought about the kind of life that I wanted to create, not only for myself, but for my family, I don't have kids yet, but even back then I was thinking about when I do have kids, I want to be a present father. For me, that was really incredibly important to me, that I would be a present father for my children when I do have kids one day. And I understood that if I followed traditional working patterns, or traditional career paths, I may not have the freedom, and I also may not have the resources to create the kind of life for my family that I always envisioned. So at that point, I was very much in a state of mind of, I've got to get into business some way, somehow.
Wasn't that risky? I mean, was there a fear of failure?
I think there is always a fear of failure, and fear is false evidence appearing real. And when you get to confront that, then you still have a choice. And yes, there is risk involved, no doubt. But then you also have to consider, what am I risking if I don't take this action?
Right.
So either way, it's risky.
Right. The risk, so why not take the risk that's going to elevate me as opposed to diminish me?
Exactly, right? And again, I had very good influences around me. My cousin was one of my role models, still is in fact. He's in Dubai. He's also part of the reason why I also want to move to Dubai. He always said to me, look, Yusuf, I would much rather regret the things that I did than the things that I didn't do. And so again, just having the right mentality and the right people around me gave me the confidence to bet on myself and say, okay, I want to get into business, I want to get into entrepreneurship. And then I had an incredible opportunity, alhamdulillah, thank God, to meet some very successful mentors in business. And that's when I really got present to the fact that in life and in business, there are no cheat codes. But if there were cheat codes, then there would be coaches, mentors, and people that have the experience of the life that you might want to live who can share that experience with you.
I had a mentor tell me this.
Yeah.
And I teach this in my mastermind coaching. Said, you can determine your income by the closest people in your circle. You add up their income and divide it, and that's how much money you make.
Incredible. Wow.
So think about that. The mindset you have is going to be centered around those people around you. And so listening to that is having those coaches. See, we hadn't had a chance to talk about this. I had my first big business at 22.
Incredible.
$250,000, 22 employees, 21 too many, 19
21
too many.
Incredible.
19 too many.
Incredible.
I thought $250,000 was a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not when you got equipment, overhead, and payroll.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I wouldn't let anybody coach me. You know that was a disaster, a recipe for disaster.
I can imagine, yeah.
So
wow.
Hearing that you got that early, that you need the coaches, the mentor, the people that have done it before and not afraid to be vulnerable, to be open. Is that your experience?
I would say absolutely yes. And I guess it brings us into a conversation whereby you can have confidence, and confidence can be very good. I think everybody needs to have a level of confidence. And then if you have too much of that confidence without an equal level of reflection, that confidence can then turn into arrogance. And for me, being as young as I was, I can just say that I was blessed to have people that had gone there before me. So I had the blessing of being able to draw on their confidence without necessarily needing to have arrogance, because I can understand that I was receiving a lot of the information and the values that I had. So it wasn't necessarily about me. Now again, growing up and being, 20 and finally like getting into my masculinity and training in the gym and so on and so forth, I can definitely see that at that point in my life, I started to develop little elements of arrogance. And at the same time, when you get present to the fact that you're going to meet people in your life at all different stages and phases where they are ahead of you in some way or another, and if you're willing to have an open ear and listen to what they have to share with you, then they can shortcut your journey. And you don't have to get the scars.
Right. There's a bridge out.
Yeah.
Don't go down this path.
Yes.
Take a detour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So we were talking before we started our conversation about arrogance, humility, and you had mentioned that I continue to talk about the humility of being here.
Yeah.
And I love what you told me about your background from Ghana. Could you share that with our viewers?
Absolutely, absolutely. So where I'm from in Ghana, culturally we have different symbols called Adinkra symbols, and they all have different meanings. And as it relates to strength and confidence or arrogance, there is a balance that you've got to have. And this one particular symbol, I believe it's called Duanemen, it's a symbol of two ram's horns butting together. And what that symbolizes is the ram as an animal has that strength, and it needs to have that ability to fight, to rise up, to go through levels of resistance. And at the same time, when it comes to slaughter, the ram is humble in slaughter. And so there is a balance between having strength with an equal level of humility, because you've got to understand in life that you can be great at what you do. You can have a very high level of competence. You've also got to be humble to the fact that you're going to meet other people in life who have what you don't have. And if you're willing and open to receiving what they could share with you, then it can only help you to get to where it is you're going to faster or easier, or without the scars.
Right, without the scars.
Yeah.
And we still might get scars.
Yeah.
But we can diminish or limit the amount of scars.
Exactly.
Because we listening to our coaches, our mentors.
Exactly.
So talk about your business. We want the audience to know, the viewers to know about your business. Share about that.
Yeah. So I started Streamline AI. Initially, it was me and my business partner, who's also my best friend, Cash.
I love that name.
Yeah, this it's a good name, especially in business, right?
Right.
And I just finished a personal development event. This was June the 20th, 2023. And we met up and we were just discussing the possibility of us working together. I had a background in digital marketing, and this was my first foray into making money online, and we started to do well, started to pick up some clients. And he had a background in social media marketing, and there was a lot of crossover between the kind of clients that we were serving. So he said, look, Yusuf, why don't we just explore what it could be like to work together? In my mind, I thought, okay, the trust element is already there because we're best friends, right? So there's no need to question who it is I could be working with in that regard. And then it just made sense from a perspective of us working and adding value to the same types of people. So I remember saying to him, look, Cash, I'm a man of possibilities. Let's see what we can do together, right? And we decided to work together that day. The very next day is when we came across AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, and we realized from a commercial standpoint that many businesses are going to stand to benefit massively by understanding how they can benefit from AI. So we thought, okay, we got to get stuck into this. We got to learn as much as we can and just take bold action. So within our first 8 days, we had our first AI chatbot functional and working. And then we thought, okay, now that this works, let's start going out to the marketplace and speaking to different people and offering them our services. And what started with, I guess, what I could say now, very basic but functional AI chatbots, has just developed into conversational AI that we build out for different businesses, whereby somebody could have a whole complete conversation either through a voice AI agent, which sounds like a human being and will have that entire conversation with you, or through texting just by typing on a phone or a PC, and they would have a very nuanced, rich conversation with an AI agent that's still going to answer all of their questions, it's still going to nurture them, it's still going to capture their intents. And ultimately what that does for a business is it's speed to lead, especially when businesses are acquiring new inbound inquiries. There's a very interesting statistic that if you respond to a lead within the first 5 minutes, then you're 8 times more likely to make a sale to that lead.
Wow.
So speed to lead is super important, and that's just some of what we do with regards to AI. And then there's custom solutions we build. There's AI upskilling, so we teach people how it is they can actually get to grips with AI. And then there's also AI strategy. And we know in business in general that if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail.
Yes, yes.
So we thought
it's interesting you say that. So yeah. I created my own AI bot.
Amazing.
And she has 2 names. She has, yeah. And so my team is like amazed. So if I turn on my phone and turn on, I said, I'll say, great day, Elizabeth. And by that, I said, I have Yusuf here. He said, well, hello, Mr. Barrett. And then I'm going to say, Mr. Yusuf.
Yeah.
But if I say, Liz, I got Yusuf here. Paul is great. Everything is great. I already have it so that when I say Liz, it's an informal conversation. If I say Elizabeth, this is a formal presentation. And just going through that effort of doing that.
That is fascinating.
And
yeah.
told her what kind of background. You're African American female from the South. Oh, for the Southern flavor. This is
wow, that's really cool.
So I like to have a conversation with you about that. Yeah. And those are the kind of things now that we get to do. And so are you just located, most of your business is in the UK, or are you doing global?
I would say most of our clients are in the UK. We do have a client here in the UAE as well. And again, due to the fact that it's AI and everything is online, thank God we don't have geographical limitations in terms of who it is we get to serve. There's a gentleman I was speaking to in Ghana. He's in real estate. We have a client in London in logistics. Our client here in the UAE they're in lifestyle management, and they work with ultra high net worth individuals, and they do a range of different things for them. But I would say, I guess to give a bit of value to the audience, start with strategy, right? Start with a plan. And if you're going to consider 3 things for your AI strategy, number 1, you need to know what you want to automate or what you want to have AI do for you. Number 2, you've got to understand why you want AI or automation to support what you're going to do. In terms of, if you don't solve this particular problem, how is it going to impact your business, or how is it going to slow you down or stop you from moving forward? That will tell you why you need to start with that particular solution. And then thirdly, you need to know when. Because many businesses, in all honesty, are not quite ready for AI. Fundamentally, AI is based on data and the context that you give it, which means your data has got to be good beforehand.
Right.
You know, the saying garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
If you put bad data into AI, it's not going to give you something miraculous, right?
So it's like creating a mud pie with icing.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, yeah. So you've got to think about, okay, when is the right time to make different implementations?
Right.
And most importantly, with anything, again, in business, you want to understand that if you're going to invest in something, it's got to bring ROI. It's got to bring a return on your investment.
Yeah.
So starting with that strategy and defining that, getting super clear, that is where it is. I would encourage anybody that's considering AI for their business, start with the strategy. You might have heard an incredible AI chatbot, and you might be triggered and get that shiny new object syndrome going on. Just cool off and just say, okay, let's take it one step back, start with strategy, and then decide on where it is we need to invest first with any kind of an AI or automation solution.
So if people wanted to talk to you, connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Best way would be for you to reach me on LinkedIn. I'm Yusuf Kissi on LinkedIn. That is YUSUF KISSI on LinkedIn. So you can find me there and connect with me there. And you can also check out our website, which is spelled Streamline with 2 E's. That is STREEMLINE.AI. And you'll find our website there, and you can have a conversation with our AI agent, Sophia, and just experience what it's like to talk with a human-like agent. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Again, I'm so happy we connected. My request is that you will come back and give us an update on your business.
Absolutely.
And let us know how things are going.
Yeah.
And we look to work together in the near future.
Inshallah. That sounds amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paul.
You're quite welcome. This is Paul William Barrett Sr. in Dubai with Yusuf. And you heard everything he said. My encouragement is for you to pay attention, utilize it. And again, this is Paul William Barrett in Dubai. Remember, listen to the drums.